I think ultimately he was right. And, I think that's something that you don't necessarily have to drill or belabor. I think we showed a lot of good spurts in the game on Tuesday defensively, getting out in transition, but we had some lapses. And I think in order to be the best team we can be, we got to avoid those and stay consistent for 40 minutes. And I have no doubt that will come with that focus and mentality tomorrow.
Looking forward to this next stretch of games just to show you where you are.
We definitely are. Like I said, these last 7 games have been good for us. There's been a lot of, navigating roles and seeing how certain lineups play together, and that while also, giving our core lineup some time to materialize and just see how things were going. But I think, when you win by a decent margin consistently, I think you're ready for another challenge. And Kyle always tells us, respect everyone but fear nobody. So for tomorrow's game, we certainly respect Notre Dame, and like I said, we're excited for that challenge and opportunity.
What do you feel? How comfortable are you in your role?
I think I'm figuring out. I think I still got some figuring out to do. I think the biggest thing for me is to be consistent. So you know what you're getting from me every game. I think to a decent degree that is the case, but I think I just need to be consistently assertive in a way that flows through the offense and helps our team.
Have you found it hard to find that kind of consistency that maybe you were used to when you were at Davidson?
I don't think it's been hard. I think it's been different. Obviously, my role for 4 years at Davidson was, frankly, to score the most points on the team, and that's obviously different here. But that's what I expected. That's what I wanted, frankly. It's important to be able to play with great players, and that's exactly what this team is filled with. 1 through 10 or 11 can go off any night. It can be their night. So just finding my spots, picking my spots at the right times, and being assertive enough, and I think will be good for me and for our team.
Translate to success on the road. Do you think this is going to be a good road team?
A good what team?
A road.
Oh yeah,
team?
absolutely. I mean, Notre Dame has a great home arena, and they're gonna come at us. And the fact that we have such a young core that's gonna come in and be challenged by that. With our 3 freshmen, they haven't, and then also the year that we had last year, we didn't get a road game. So for us to be able to go to Notre Dame and the history that they have, and also the way that they kind of manhandled us coming into the season last year, this would be good for us for sure.
Going back to being out on the road compared to a neutral site, the Duke game was the first of the year. You're excited, but to go into a place like the Joy Center that has maybe 7,500 people, but
Right.
they are right on top of you, how loud can that get when they're lathered up, ready to go?
Yeah, I mean that can get really loud. And like you said, I mean, we still had a lot of support out there in New York, so it was definitely a neutral sighting. But the only thing that I can probably compare playing to a small arena is probably Gonzaga. Like I haven't really played that I can remember off the top of my head. I know that can get like really loud. A lot of people packed into one small spot. That 7,500 could feel like 10, 12, 15,000. So it's a fun environment to be in, honestly. So I'm looking forward to it.
With the tune-up games, as we now referring to all of them, do you think it was kind of to fall behind 9-2 You hadn't played in 8 days and
Yeah.
against a team that, on paper, you're supposed to beat.
Right.
Is it difficult to get up for some of those games? And is Cal right when he says, we gotta bring the fight, we gotta do this early?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And no disrespect to Southern, like they came out really well. And that HBCU school was very talented, well coached. And, they had some guys that could get after it. I know number 5 did really well, and then their shooters, number 22, like they came to play. But for us to be off like that, and then for us to finally have our full team back together, going into it, we kind of knew, that we'd have to, make some adjustments and get a feel for each other once again. But, it's good that we pulled through. I mean, there's 2 ways. The game could have ended a win or a loss, and we got the win. So that's, what was more important to us.
How is this team's three-point defense, you think? Last year, Notre Dame, if memory serves, shot a lot of threes and hit quite a few of them.
Yeah.
What have you seen out of your all's three-point defense?
It has improved, especially since Miles College. I think that was the waking up point for us. How they came in. I know from, that practice, I think it was October 31st. We've kind of been improving since then. So for us, we're just trying to continue to keep, getting better. I know, like you said, Notre Dame is taking a lot of shots. They aren't hesitant. Watching the film versus Boston College, they were getting up a lot of shots. They didn't make many, but they were getting up a lot and not hesitant at all. So that's going to definitely be a key point for us to focus on in this game, for sure.
Davion, is there anything that you specifically recall taking away from last year's game against Notre Dame that you're kind of bringing in with you for this Saturday?
Yeah, just that feeling of, getting down really early, having a 22-point deficit. And then, that was honestly like the first time I remember from the fan base, and also, us feeling like that was our first time really coming together as a team. And then for, Olivier to take that last shot on the right side of the goal on the baseline, and for him to miss it, I remember like how devastated he was about that. So, I mean, you try to move on, but that's things that you still think about. And then I remember, Terrence running up to him, patting his head like it was, it was all right, you'll get a next one. That was the first time we were like collective. And, that's going to be something that, we're going to remember, and we're going to, go in there and try to handle our business for sure.